I'm back. I bought my own cart now. I got this at a yard sale for $5. It's raining, so I gotta hurry. Guys, I have missed you all so much, and I know that many of you were super worried about us because I haven't posted anything in like 2 months now. But while I'm shopping and you're seeing all the amazing stuff that I'm getting, I'll just give you a quick little rundown of where I've been. So, first, I got sick and I had just like some regular illness, some cold. And then I started getting better, and that was about a week long. And at about a week, I started getting better. And then I went back to the gym when I felt better. And the day after I went to the gym, when I woke up in the morning, I felt absolutely super ridiculously sick. And I don't know if it was like maybe I just wasn't all the way better like I thought I was or what, but I ended up getting pneumonia. So I had pneumonia for about a month and a half. I'm still not like all the way back to normal actually. I had got an ear infection and I was just extremely, extremely sick. So I do have asthma, as many of you know. So that is part of why it takes me a long time to get better when I got sick. But then I started feeling better again after taking all my antibiotics and everything. And I went to some yard sales and got tons of stuff. And I posted a picture on my community tab here on YouTube saying, hey, I'm filming again. And I was, because I felt so much better. And then the next day, my son got sick. So I don't know why it took him almost like a month for him to catch what I had. But a month after I got it, he got sick with something. I kind of feel like he actually got sick with something else, because we were around somebody who was coughing nearby us. So I feel like maybe he caught something else. So then he was extremely sick. I had to take him to an urgent care actually on night 3 or 4. And he, I believe, had whooping cough. I'm not 100% sure, they didn't test him or anything, but he did the exact sound of whooping cough. He was coughing like that. And so it was very scary. And I don't know how he would have gotten that. He's gotten everything to be immune to that. So I don't know why he would have caught that. Could have just been a coincidence that his cough sounded like that. And it took him about a week to start feeling better, and then my baby got it. So she had it extremely bad as well. And all throughout this time, I had family come visit us from out of town, and that also was something that took time. And then we were also renovating our house all throughout all of this. So we started renovating before I disappeared off of YouTube, and I have some videos of that, but not a lot. We originally went with one contractor, and then he bailed on us, so we had to hire somebody else. It was just like one thing after the other for 2 months straight. But now we're going to go home with all of this amazing stuff, and I'm going to flip all of it in this video. So here we go. Yeah, the problem is that it's raining now, pouring. Probably can't tell very well. Never pick up rain very good in a video. We are seriously going to flip every single thing that was in that basket today in this video. So let's start with the biggest piece, which is this tabasket right here, my tobacco basket. I am going for a French country theme in today's vignette that I'm going to be creating, and this does not suit that, and it's also too large to go in my vignette. So I'm just going to show you this right now, and then this will be going into my booth for resale. But let's start on the next thing. So this really cool frame that was hiding in the back of the store, I got with this paper on the back, and all we need to really do is remove all that paper, and then I'm going to give this a really cool paint treatment. And with all the projects today, I'm going to do them in the exact order that I did them in real life for the video, so that you guys can see exactly what it's like for me to flip stuff. I know that you love when I do where I like show it in the store and then I immediately show it how I flipped it. but I want you guys to see how it actually works in real life today, and it's going to go by super fast. But the color I picked is this grayish white color. It's really just like a cool toned white, and it's called Oyster Gray by Melange Paints, but you could pick any kind of white that you would like to do this look that I'm doing, because any kind of white would go really well with the treatment that I'm going to do on this frame. And so I'm just going to give the back side the first coat, and you guys know I always paint things upside down first. So I'm doing that here with the frame, and then while this is drying, I'm going to go work on something else. So I found this cutting board in one of the bins right before I was about to leave. They were moving bins to take them to the back, and it revealed this one, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get this cutting board really quick before they take it, because they were about to take the bin this was in to the back to like get rid of everything, because whenever people don't buy stuff out of the bins, they move them out and take them to the back, and I think they do throw away some stuff. And I've also heard that they like auction off huge amounts of stuff after it doesn't get bought. But I used 120 grit sandpaper followed by 220 grit sandpaper just to give this a refresh and make it look a little bit more like antique French. And then of course I'm wiping it down with Lysol wipes. It goes without saying, you need to clean your stuff that you get from the Goodwill bins. You really need to clean it, like disinfect it. So although I may not show myself disinfecting everything from the Goodwill bins, believe me, I do. And I use Lysol wipes a lot for this. Whatever I can't Lysol wipe, I wash in the washer or spray with Lysol. And yeah, I even wipe my books down when I get books. But I'm going to put this in the kitchen. I've been wanting to cover up that plug that is on my new backsplash. I'm giving you guys a really quick sneak peek of how the kitchen is coming along with our renovation that we did. But this is a perfect way to cover up ugly plugs in your kitchen on the backsplash, is with a really cool cutting board. It makes a really good background for a vignette like this. I actually got this tray for $5 at a yard sale, and that creamer thing, but everything else I've had for a while. Most of it came from like Hobby Lobby and TJ Maxx. That lamp came from Hobby Lobby. It was like $12 or $15, and all the Christmas decor is from Hobby Lobby as well. But I think this looks gorgeous here. A cutting board like this would cost like $70 if you were to try and buy it online, or if you were trying to buy it from an antique store. They're very, very pricey for ones that actually have genuine like cut marks and use marks from a long, long time ago. I don't know why they're so expensive. Maybe because they're kind of rare, I guess. But mine was dirt cheap. And I'm going to show you guys how much I spent on everything at the very end of the video, in case you were wondering. So keep an eye out for that. Now that the first coat on the back of this frame has dried, I go back and I'm putting on the second coat here. So that is what I'm doing now. And this is the way that I save a lot of time when I'm flipping projects like this, is I go back and forth between different projects while I'm waiting for things to dry. So now that I'm waiting for that to dry again, I'm going to start working on these lampshades. So it was a really cute painting they did on here, but it had some stains on it, and I felt like it probably wouldn't sell in its condition the way it is now. Plus I had this other one that was just all white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a quick way to flip lampshades with some cheap fabric. So I get all my fabric, pretty much all of it, from Hobby Lobby when they have their 40% off or 50% off sales. So this is 1 yard of fabric, and it probably cost me like, I don't know, a couple dollars. It's very cheap. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the fabric out just a little bit bigger than the sides of the lamp, so that way I can wrap it up and over each, like the top and the bottom, when I'm doing this treatment that I'm doing on the lamp. And I'm going to be doing a pleated lampshade. I'm not going to go into super detail with how to do the pleat on the lampshade, because I've already done videos about that before, but you can see here I just fold it over like that and then glue the top and glue the bottom. So that's all you have to do, and you just do it over and over and over again. I ran out of fabric on this part, and I am sorry about the camera angle here. I didn't know that I was like on the edge of the frame in this camera angle, but you just, when you run out of fabric, you can start again by starting with a fold on your next piece of fabric, and that makes it look nice and smooth, no seams. For these lampshades, I'm going to be using these lamps. It has cute shades on there, but they're pretty damaged and they have like a bunch of pilling on them for some reason. So they needed new shades, and I thought they'd be the perfect lamps to do for this French country look. I'm not keeping the copper. In real life, it looks very artificial copper. On camera, it looks much better than it really does. So don't be upset, please don't be upset that I'm painting over that copper, but I want it to be a very beautiful white and blue look here. So I'm going to do a paint treatment on here in the same color paint that I used on the frame. And guys, I'm going to be using this same color paint throughout the video, because when you create vignettes in your home or in your resale booths, it makes the most sense financially, time-wise, and it's also something that looks better when you use the same color throughout several of your projects, because then it actually looks like they're meant to be together. And all I did was dry brush on that white on there, so you could still see a little bit of that copper coming through. And now I'm going to put on my newly finished lampshade on here, and I think it looks really gorgeous. Let's make sure these actually work. Whew! I was worried that the flowers would show through the fabric, and they do kind of show through the fabric a little bit. So that is something to keep in mind if you are doing this at home. You may have some of that whatever's underneath show through, and I would recommend doing this with solid color lampshades, since I'm learning from this mistake for you. So it also is less bright, which is interesting. But let's get back to that frame. It's time to flip it over. I did have some paint stick to the frame a little bit onto that garbage bag that I have underneath it. So I just peeled that off and made sure it had a nice clean edge there. And yes, you can hear my little one. She's playing with her dad right now, and she's having a blast. So just enjoy that laughter, because I know I sure do. But I did a stipple type of texture on here with the paint on the front, and I put it on really, really thick and let that dry. Once it was dry, I went over it with a sponge brush. I put it on the 45-degree angle part of the part of the brush, so that way it will only just like kiss the very edges of all the designs, and it won't fully cover over anything. And I lightly dust it over all the design and bring out the details, and I think that this look is such a gorgeous, high-end, beautiful look, and I decided that I liked it so much I wanted to do it on the lamps too. I think I have just the right item to put inside that frame, and I didn't know for sure if I wanted to put the cotton wreath there or the greenery boxwood wreath there, but I think the cotton one's gonna do that beautiful shabby chic look that I want here, and it's also the larger of the two, and since this is such a large frame, I thought this one really went best inside there. But I am still going to be using that boxwood wreath right now as well, and I'll show you what I decided to do with it at first. So I think that putting wreaths flat on a table surface is absolutely gorgeous, and I wanted to use some of the other items from our big, huge basket of things from the Goodwill bins. And so I went and grabbed this $25 threshold vase. It's a great quality vase. Nothing chipped, cracked, or broken on it. It's amazing. I can't believe it. And I put that inside here and put that cute little wooden orb on top of it. I didn't find any greenery at the Goodwill bins today for this vase, so this will have to do for today. But let's go look at what else I have. I have these cookie cutters and this picture here, which I'm not going to be using in today's vignette, although I do want you to see that I did buy it. And the next piece I'm going to work on is this basket. It really didn't have anything going on that's super wrong, so I just had to fix this little spot right here. So I glued it and stuck it back inside the basket, and then it was ready to decorate with. And when I go over the prices at the end, I will talk about, you know, which things I ended up keeping for myself and I'm selling and all that. But this cute little basket fits perfectly at the bottom of this vignette here. And now it's time to work on this cute little bunny. Did you see me pick up this bunny at the bins? I think it's gorgeous just how it is. Then I'm going to play around with it a little bit to decide how exactly I want to decorate with it in this vignette. I'm not 100% sure yet how I want it to be or where I want it to go. But I do think that something I need to do is move that wreath and the vase thing situation down into the basket on the bottom. I think that I'm going to put the smaller items more on the top of the table. And the next thing we're going to work on is this absolutely stunningly beautiful frame. It has a bazillion seashells on it, and we live on the coast now here in Houston, Texas. And so I thought it would be really pretty to decorate with. I'm probably going to keep that actually. But I got this book full of beautiful botanical prints from the Goodwill bins a long time ago. And I think I actually still have this book linked in my Amazon store if you guys want to see if they still have some in stock when you are watching this video. But I picked a botanical print that I think would look really pretty with this whole vignette that I'm doing. So I pick it in a color tone that I like and a style that I think would go well with this cute French country look.
We were young and we were free and running, never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling. We were young and drunk in love. A few years later I have started thinking, if it's just love in every glass I'm drinking, we're like one and without you I'm sinking. I'm always shining.
After seeing the brighter whites of this vignette that I've been using so far, I decided that this bunny needs to be a little less yellow. So all I'm doing is the same technique I've been doing with this paint color, a little bit of dry brush to where you can just pull out the details of these pieces, and also I'm making it be all in the same tone of white. That makes the vignette really go well together, and I didn't really like the bunny's eyes being painted white over, so I just used my finger to wipe back the paint on the eye so that you could still see the black on the eye for the bunny. Now remember, these next pieces that I'm showing you are not going to be going in the vignette, so I'm going to put them in a box of things I need to go to my booth. But now it's time to work on this topiary. So I found the two pieces of the topiary completely separated. As you can see, they were apart. The bottom of it was nice and heavy, which was good, but it was missing the bottom piece of the basket, and it was just kind of broken, and it needed some help, you guys. I got this cool, what do you call this? Why can't I remember what this is called ever? Is it Spanish moss? I think it's Spanish moss. I got it for 99 cents at a Goodwill a while back ago. And also, I got this new hot glue gun off of Amazon, and it works with Milwaukee brand batteries for their power tools. So if you're wondering about that, that's where I got it. I have it linked in my Amazon store in my description box as well if you want to check it out. It's actually pretty affordable if you already have the Milwaukee batteries. If you don't already have the batteries, it's going to be a little expensive to buy the battery for this. Just letting you know. But I wanted to cover the basket with some fabric. I really wanted to use burlap, but I didn't have any burlap. I couldn't believe I didn't have burlap. So I used this scrap fabric. It's kind of like a drop cloth color and texture. It has a little bit of a burlap texture to it. And then this twine I got a long time ago from the Goodwill bins. I got several rolls of the twine, and I'm gonna kind of like lift and fold the fabric up and then wrap the twine around it many times to give it a really cute, shabby chic and kind of French country look. got some really great books in this haul. I got some for my kids. I got this gardening book that'll go in my booth. This decorating book I can't wait to dive into. I'm probably going to keep that one. And then I got some vintage and antique books that I'm going to be decorating with today for this vignette. So I'm going to separate the color books from the more neutral looking ones. And I love that I found some that were already torn up. That is so perfect, because a lot of times I'll do that with some paperbacks if they have some really good like yellowed pages. And I decided to make a sandwich out of that gray book, and I'm going to use that same twine that I just used on my topiary to make this into a real book stack. So I'm just going to twist and tie them on here. For the other stack of books, I just want to show you really quick that you can use these books to put underneath a lamp to raise a lamp a little taller and make things have a little bit of an asymmetric look. I think that looks really neat. Or you can do it on both lamps, or you can do what I'm doing, and I'm going to stack them down on the bottom of this table so that I can put something else on there later on in the video. And then I'm going to leave these here because I think that bunny would look really cute on top of a stack of books. So let's get started working on that bunny. I found this floral foam today at the Goodwill bins and picked it up because you know I'll be able to use that. I use this stuff all the time. So I'm just going to cut this to size and put it inside my bunny. I got this drooping greenery from the Goodwill bins, and then the other greenery I got from Walmart. Moving on to the next couple pieces, I got these really awesome jewelry boxes today. This one is a burl wood, and it is stunning. It's perfect. It's in perfect condition. And I thought that it would be really cool, actually, if I staged it with the other jewelry box inside it. And I'm trying to find a place for it to look cool on top of the table, but I decided that I don't think it's going to work on the top of the table. But look at how neat it looks having two totally different but super cool jewelry boxes stacked one within each other like this. I think it looks absolutely cool. I can't believe how cool that looks. I'm going to keep doing this with stuff, just like stacking little trinkets inside things. Very maximalist of me. But these weren't the only jewelry boxes that I got today. I actually got another one, and this one is super cool as well, but there was only one thing wrong with it. The liner on the top was hanging off. The glue had worn out or dried up, or I don't know, however you want to say it, and it needed to have some glue put back on there. So I put the glue back in the exact same spot it was originally, and I attached it back in there, and then I decided that it needed to go on the bottom of my vignette on the opposite side as the other jewelry boxes. And I decided to stage it open as well, just like the ones on the right. So I think that's a really cool hack. And something else I got, last but not least, is this really cool rusty iron pot or basket, I guess. This thing is super beautiful. It looks a little bit like a crown, and it just screams French country to me. And I think that with the bunny there and all the greenery, how everything came together, I think it just looks stunning. I showed my husband when I was done with all of this stuff. I showed Manny how it looked, and he was like, "We're keeping this stuff, right? I want you to keep it exactly how you decorated it." Unfortunately, no, I don't get to keep everything that I create. I may keep some of these things, though. I mean, some of them are pretty neat, and I don't think I'd be able to find them again. So I may keep some of them, but I can't keep them all. So a lot of these are going to go in my shop, but let me know which one of these was your favorite. And remember to stay tuned to the end of the video where I show you the prices that I paid for everything, like the total price for all of it. You're going to be shocked.
Out of my mind, how could I be so blind? How could I not see? Awake on the floor, looking up, wanting more. This is so unreal. I must have been wrong. Guess your love is strong for him. Why would it not be? He's always there for you. I keep living alone, way so far from home. Free.
So here's the proof for everything that I paid. These are all the prices for the books. They're all 50 cents a piece. Now where it says textiles and shoes for $4.23, that's clothes that I bought. So let's not count that in our total. And then the part where it says miscellaneous, that's what I bought today and the books included. But with everything, including the clothes I bought, the total came out to $45.72. We'll take away that $4 and some change. So it's around $40 that I spent for all of this. All of these things that you're seeing here. I got that big old basket. I got this really beautiful cutting board. I got this huge topiary, which on its own would probably cost like $60 or $70 if you wanted to buy one new. And I made it super cute with that little fabric on the bottom. I got this wreath. I got this frame. I got the 2 lampshades. The lamps I already had, so those I'm not counting because I got those for free a really long time ago. This gorgeous frame here, which was probably around 20 bucks, I would think, new. And I got this basket. I got this greenery here, and I got this $25 Target vase, this cute little wooden orb. I got this bunny planter, which I really might want to keep. My kids might make me keep that. This book stack. I got 3 more books. I got these amazing 1, 2, and 3 jewelry boxes, vintage, new, and maybe antique here with this one. I don't know, this one looks kind of old. But I got all 3 of those, and I got this amazing cool iron basket that looks amazing. I just love this thing. I love that it looks like a crown on the edges there. But I got all of that for about $40, and I spent hardly anything flipping it. I spent a minuscule amount on paint and using some rub and buff. The fabric was just a few dollars. I did use quite a few hot glue sticks, but you get my drift here. We created this beautiful high-end vignette together today for only about $40, and you can do it too. Get out there and get thrifting, and if you liked what you saw today, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye! I'm so glad to be back, everybody. See you soon.